Welcome to the common chaos of sisterhood.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Amy.
Come hang out with us.
Grab your drinks and get comfy.
And let's get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back, or welcome to another episode. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, evening, morning, afternoon. So, from what I understand, we have a true crime episode.
Yes, we do. We have a true crime episode. And I'm going to start today off with a question.
Which
All right.
question?
Why do people want to be a fly on the wall? The fly on the wall doesn't speak or understand what's happening.
That's a good question. I feel like I would say, oh, that's an easy question. So we know everything that's going on. So we
Yeah.
can see everything and know everything that's going on. But if you're just a fly, then you don't know.
I say it all the time. I would love to be a fly on the wall when this happens. But you don't think about it. Fly doesn't speak and it doesn't understand what's happening.
There would be no point to being a fly on the wall. I would just like to be invisible in the middle of the room.
Yes.
Give me the Harry Potter cloak of invisibility.
Yes. Alrighty, guys. So today's episode is actually about Nannie Doss. She is also known as the Giggling Granny or the Lonely Heart Killer. She was responsible for 12 people's deaths. Nannie Doss was born November 4th, 1905, in Blue Mountain, Alabama. One of 5 children, one brother, 3 sisters. The father was abusive to both children and the mother. He forced them to work on the farm and wasn't allowed to go to school.
Sad. So they had no outside connection or like any kind of outside social connections, and they were being abused.
Yes.
Jeez.
So at 7 years old, while on the train with her family, going on a trip, she hit her head on the metal bar on like the seat in front of her when the train came to just abrupt stop. And this caused severe headaches, um, and blackouts and bouts of depression the next couple years in her future. Like it messed with her head a lot. And then Nanny blamed her actions and mental instability on that specific accident.
Hmm. That one
Um,
incident, she hit her head, and it's just like
yeah, like how many people out there have actually hit their head? I the other day I ran into a wall.
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, she blamed all her actions on and mental instability on that one accident. Nanny loved to read though. She loved to read her mother's romance magazines. And like the certain column, it was called the Lonely Hearts column. It's where people are lonely. It's kind of like I would say today's dating apps. They would go on there and post what they like, they dislike, and what they're looking for in a partner, what they're looking for in love. And her father hated that. She had to do it in secret because he didn't want her having any part of it. He actually forbade all the sisters from wearing makeup, wearing dresses, skirts, anything to look female-ish. They actually had to wear pants, dress up as boys. They weren't allowed to go to dances or any social events, because he had told them he was wanting to prevent them from being molested by other men.
So he pretty much took away any part of them that would make them feminine just to quote unquote protect them from men.
Mm, yeah. So that was her raising. And we're gonna go into Nanny's first marriage. Nanny being a lover of the romance columns, and she wanted to find that person for her. She wanted to find that her one true love. But she went through 5 marriages,
Five.
and we're gonna 5 marriages. And they all ended in tragedy. And the first one is the only one that got away.
Wow.
Her first marriage was to Charlie Braggs at 16 years old. And her father actually approved of their marriage, even though they only knew each other for 4 to 5 months.
That is not very long.
Not very long. They they worked at the same factory. Um, but the start of the marriage, Charlie's mother took up a lot of his attention, and Nanny didn't like that, and also limited Nanny on what she was allowed to do. She didn't really like her, and Nanny couldn't do anything right for her baby boy, and so it was kind of a toxic mother-in-law situation.
Mm-hmm.
They had 4 daughters in 4 years from 1923 to 1927. And because of all the stress that the mother-in-law was giving them, having 4 daughters, he started heavily drinking and she started smoking very heavily. Um, they would get both Nanny and Charlie would get into fights after heavy bouts of drinking, would suspect each other of cheating on each other. Um, and Charlie would disappear for days on end. In 1927, two of their daughters, the middle girls, um, died of food poisoning. And
Died?
after died of food poisoning.
Hmm.
So after that, their marriage was strained, and Charlie ended up taking the firstborn and left, leaving the newborn with Nanny. And soon after he left, Charlie's mother died very, very soon after. Nanny started working a job at the cotton mill after he left, to be able to raise the youngest daughter, take care of herself. Um, and in 1920, the summer of 1928, Charlie brought back their firstborn, and he asked for a divorce. They soon divorced, and Charlie stated he left because she was so frightening. He was so scared of her that he came back, trying to make it work or something, but he was just so scared of her that they ended up getting a divorce. She then moved back in with her mom with the 2 girls. So he left the oldest daughter there. So she had her oldest daughter and the youngest daughter now. So that's pretty much the summary of the first marriage. He got away. He was the only one to get away.
Hmm.
Going on to the second marriage, she met Robert on the Lonely Hearts column, the column that she used to read when she was a kid. She actually met him on the Lonely Hearts column. But soon after, he discovered that he was an alcoholic and had a criminal record for assault.
Hmm.
But the marriage did last 16 years.
Wow.
During those 16 years, her oldest daughter had a son in 1943. 2 years later, she had another baby. And when they were visiting her in the hospital and she was delirious from labor, she had saw her mom. She saw Nanny pick the baby up and stick a hairpin in the soft spot of the baby's head.
No way.
Yes.
A hair
And
like in the baby's head.
in the baby's head, the soft part in the baby's head, stuck it in there,
Oh my god.
and she passed back out. She thought she was delirious and didn't know what she was seeing. She thought that maybe it was she was seeing things, and so she asked her husband and her sister about it. And they said, "Yeah, I thought we saw her holding a hairpin." Um, but they came in and said, "Hey, the baby didn't make it, and the doctors don't know why. It's unexplained, and we don't know why."
I think we know why.
I think we know why.
My goodness. Why would you? Why? Why? I don't understand. Why would you do that to a poor innocent baby?
Um, so that was hard on her daughter's marriage. So the like losing a child can be really hard in a marriage. So her and the baby's dad ended up separating and they left. She got into another relationship with a soldier. Nanny didn't like that. Didn't like him, didn't want anything to do with him, and they got in a huge fight. And her son then mysteriously died under Nanny's care in July 1945.
Wait. So, daughter gets remarried to a
I'm not
military
sure if she got
soldier,
remarried
or
or
if
if she was
she.
just in a relationship.
Okay. But Nanny didn't like it, and then somehow her Nanny's grandson dies
Hmm.
under her care.
Yes. And the death was caused by asphyxiation from unknown causes. So it was from a lack of air, and they don't know why. 2 months later, Nanny collected a $500 life insurance policy she had taken out on her grandson.
Wait, she had taken a life insurance policy out on her grandson.
Yes.
Why would it go to her and not her daughter?
I have no clue. I don't know how life insurance works.
Neither do I.
So, also in 1945, Nanny's second husband, Robert, assaulted Nanny. He came home drunk and said that she needed to please him, essentially. She didn't like the fact that he was drunk. So the next day, she put rat poison in his whiskey and he died that very evening.
It's what it sounds like. If she doesn't like something, her solution is just to kill somebody.
Yeah, just off him. Because I don't like you. I don't like the situation. You're done.
Bye.
You're done.
You're done.
So after Robert had died, she was going in for her third marriage, and that was to Arlie Lanning. And again, use the Lonely Hearts column. They met, and within 3 days, they were married.
3 days?
3 whole magical days.
I would not marry someone after 3 days.
No. Um, she realized that he was an alcoholic. Again, married to an alcoholic, married to a womanizer. He cheated on her. But it was Nanny this time that disappeared. She would disappear for months on end. But when she was home, she was the doting housewife. She was to everyone in the neighborhood, she was just this doting housewife, and they were happy and they're amazing. But behind closed doors, there was a lot of abuse. There was alcoholism. There's cheating. And but to everyone else's eyes, they were the perfect couple. Artie died of what was said to be heart failure. So soon after, um, pretty much they got married. They died pretty soon after. And after he died, their house that was actually left to Artie's sister burnt down. But Nanny took the insurance money and banked it. So she rushed, got the insurance money and put it in her bank.
Mm. This sounds very money
After
driven.
yeah, after Artie's mother died in her sleep, like after he died, got the money, Artie's mother died in her sleep. She went to go live with her sister at her house. But her sister was bedridden, she was pretty sick, and she also died soon after Nanny arrived.
is nobody connecting these dots at this point?
It's like, is this bad luck or is this like,
Planned.
is she just taking out everybody that displeases her?
I want money and I don't like you. Bye. Eeny, meeny, miny, you.
So going on to her fourth marriage was to Richard. She met him at the Diamond Circle Club. It was a dating service. So she kind of got away from the Lonely Hearts column and went to another dating service. And they married in 1952. He was different. There was no drinking, there was no alcoholism, but he was a he did have a problem cheating. He was running around on her, cheated on her, and in 1953, after her mother broke her hip, they came to move in with her, and she poisoned her mother.
Her own mother.
Her own mother.
That's rude.
After like having to come live with her, she couldn't really move around. She because she broke her hip,
Mm-hmm.
poisoned her, and 3 months later, her husband died too. Going on to the fifth marriage, she married Samuel in June of 1953. He was a minister, but he lost his family in a devastating tornado. He was different. He wasn't the alcohol. He wasn't a cheater. She had hearts in her eyes. She thought this was going to be the romance that she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, he disapproved of the romance novels and stories that Nanny absolutely loved. Um,
Sad.
he was a very, very, very devout minister, and she could not do anything that he approved of. He was very he had to control all the finances. He had to control everything in the house.
So similar to kind of how her dad was when she was little.
Hmm. That's what I was thinking. Very similar to that. In September, Samuel was admitted to the hospital with flu-like symptoms. He was treated and released on October 5th, but Samuel died on October 12th in 1954. Nanny rushed to collect two life insurance policies that she took out on him.
Yeah, it definitely seems money driven and, well, I'm angry at you.
Hmm.
You make me mad. I don't like you.
And then you you make me mad, I'm taking you out.
I don't mean on a
You won't
date.
like me when I'm angry. So Samuel died on October 12th, 1954, and Nanny rushed to collect the two life insurance policies she had on him. But his death caught the doctor's attention because he was healthy. There was no reason. He had flu-like symptoms. They thought it might have been an infection in his stomach, but it caught the doctor's attention. So the doctor ordered an autopsy. And there was such a huge amount of arsenic in his system that would have killed 20 men. She had said that she tried poisoning him with tea but didn't give him enough, which was what put him in the hospital with the flu-like symptoms. And then decided that she needed to give him more and gave him such a lethal dose it would have taken out 20 grown men.
That's a lot. That's insane.
Yep. So Nanny was then arrested. Once she was arrested, she confessed to killing four of her husbands, her mother, her sister, her mother-in-law, two of her grandkids, and two daughters.
So she confessed to all of
She,
it.
she confessed to all of it.
How did nobody pick up on any of these signs?
Yeah. And well, she was a very, very happy woman. She was always smiling. She was always just this super happy woman. And no one would thought the grieving widow would have been killing all these people. Actually, in a lot of the interviews and during the courts, she was laughing. She was happy. She actually called her husband sweet potato, because she was actually feeding them sweet potato pie with rat poison in it.
That's horrible.
And she was laughing, she was giggling. That's how she got the name Giggling Granny.
That's terrifying.
Mm. She pled guilty on May 17th, 1955, and got life in prison. She was not given the death penalty because she was a woman.
Really?
Yep.
Because she was a woman. Even
Mm-hmm.
though if a guy would have done the same thing, she didn't get the death
Yep.
penalty.
Yep. And when she was asked why she killed the last husband, she said, "He wouldn't let me watch my favorite programs on the television, and he made me sleep without the fan on the hottest of nights. He was a miser, and well, what's a woman to do in those under those conditions?" That is a quote from her and a comment from her.
Oh my goodness. I was hot and I was bored. That's why.
So he had to go. So just during all the investigations, she was scaring everybody. She was scaring the police. She was scaring, like, she terrified everybody just because of the smile on her face. And she was laughing, and she felt no remorse about what she had done. And she was just, well, they made me mad, and they I got had to get rid of them. And at the end, she blamed it all on the accident in the
Wait,
train
so
for hitting
this
her head.
all of this, everything that happened went back to when she bumped her head when she
Yep.
was 7.
When she was a little kid, when she was a little girl, when she bumped her head on the train, she blamed all of her actions and her mental instabilities on that accident. Um, when she was in prison, she ended up dying of leukemia in 1965.
Oh.
And Charlie, her first husband, was the only husband to survive.
Well, lucky him, I guess.
Yeah. Another one of her nicknames was the self-made widow.
Seems fitting.
Seems very fitting. But yeah, that is the story of the giggling granny.
Oh,
She terrified everybody. She decided, you know what, these people are making me mad. They're not worth my time. I am going to, off them. I'm done.
oh, she's
And
understandably terrifying.
yeah, there's some recordings, and like it's unnerving of how smiley and happy and just unremorseful she is. It is it's it's unnerving. It's creepy.
Yeah, that sounds creepy. I kind of want to go find like if there's any like photos or videos of like her like when she
She
was
looks like
arrested.
a sweet old lady. Like she looks like anyone's grandma. She looks like she'd be baking you sweet potato pie. Just don't eat it.
Just don't eat it. You might die. All right, well, thank you for that interesting story.
You are welcome.
If y'all guys enjoyed this story and would like some other stories similar to like this true crime or would like any other content, please feel free to reach out to us and just let us know what you would like to hear. We really appreciate you listening in, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Great rest of your day. I said that like a question.
Good day. Good day now, sir.
Good day, sir. Have a great rest of your day. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording
Be positive.
now. Stay positive.
Don't forget to come hang out with us every Thursday when we talk about the common chaos of sisterhood.